I have been told that Raul is going first, so I will introduce Raul first. Most of you probably know as much about Raul as I do, but I'm going to tell you a bit about his life because, well, it's been a hell of a well-lived life. I've introduced him many times, and it is always a pleasure. Raul was born here, or was born in San Antonio on St. Patrick's Day, 1934. He grew up in East Austin, close to here, where he first encountered the blues and jazz that would shape the inner rhythms for the rest of his life. Mexican corridos and other traditional music filled the barrio, making for a rich cultural soup. That mixture of black English, enforced school English, Texas Spanish, Texas border radio all merged to form the linguistic environment in which Salinas' poetic idiom would evolve. In 1952, Salinas joined the Pachuco equivalent of the newly christened Beat generation, so he headed west to see what there was to see, to work in the fruit orchards of California. The police being what they were at the time, it was easy for a footloose hipster Chicano from Texas to fall prey to a sting operation, and so in 1957 he went to Soledad State Penitentiary, where he began, of course, to write. Here he began to bring together the disparate elements of his life and times, the West Coast avant-garde, his Tejano heritage, the freedom of beat literature, the revisionist rigors of a young poet still unsure of his abilities. He was released from Soledad in 1959, and he was busted in Texas in 1961. Sent to Huntsville State Prison. There he began writing a jazz column for the prison newspaper, The Echo. One of his essays, So Much Mystery, So Much Misunderstanding, made it to the outside and was published in the Beaumont Enterprise in 1964. Released in 65, he was busted again in 67. Bad run of luck. This time he went to Leavenworth. The pen proved to be a unique educational institution. Here Raul met several organic intellectuals, as they call them, and political prisoners whose reading matter included the radical publications like The Militant, Grito del Norte, The Guardian, as well as the works of Che Guevara and Amilcar Cabral, other writers involved in Third World revolutionary ideologies. Raul became acutely aware of the continuing oppression of Native Americans, the struggle for Puerto Rican independence, the racism and classism endemic to the Anglo-American power structure, and the beginning swell of what came to be the Chicano politics of the time. A group of prisoners began creating a newspaper, Aslan de Leavenworth. In the first issue, the first draft of his great poem, Un Trip Through the Mine Jail, appeared. If there is a Chicano howl, it is Un Trip Through the Mine Jail. The poem was circulated as a loose sheaf of mimeographed pages before it appeared in the poet's now legendary chapbook, Viaje, Trip, published in 1973. It appeared again in 1980 in Un Trip Through the Mine Jail y Otras Excursiones. The prison officials shut down the Aslan de Leavenworth after 6 issues, and they identified Raul as a troublemaker and shipped him off to the federal penitentiary in Marion. His letters to the mainstream press were important in drawing attention to prison conditions. That was a really important time to do that, and the violation of prisoner rights. They also drew attention to his own case, and in November of 1972, Raul was released in part due to a campaign mounted by students. After this 15-year roller coaster ride through the American correctional system, Raul emerged a whole lot better hombre than the youth who first entered the joint, as he puts it. And like his Pinto poet peers, Ricardo Sanchez and Jimmy Santiago Vaca, Raul emerged as a well-read, highly committed activist poet. Now he told me to cut this short, so I wrote 2 pages, so I'm going to cut it short. Please welcome with me Raul Salinas, mi amigo and role model and great poet.